Is the Sony A7 III the best camera for YouTube in 2019? Guess we'll find out. Hey friends, Shen here. Thanks so much for stopping by. So if you've seen my last video, you know that I shoot on the Canon 1DX Mark II, this beast of a camera right here, that is Canon's most powerful, most top of the line, most expensive DSLR. It is a beast of a camera, although in many aspects, I think it's actually kind of overkill for YouTube. So I needed a second camera and I thought what camera I should get. So from seeing all the reviews, all the test footage, and talking to all my friends that have this camera, I thought this might just be the perfect camera. And I wanted to give you an educated recommendation since so many of you have been asking me what camera you should get for your YouTube channel or whether you're creating content for your company or whatever. Obviously, no camera is perfect in every single aspect. You're always gonna make trade-offs here and there. I thought this just might be the best camera for YouTube in 2019. But obviously I wanted to actually go in and test this thing out for myself. So I thought that I would just do a super quick unboxing of this to show you what's in the package, then take some test footage, comparing it against my Canon 1DX Mark II to see whether or not my hunch is right that this actually is something I would recommend to you. So without further ado, let's open this box. I've been itching to do so. I've been holding off until I turn on the camera to be able to share it with you guys. Let's get started. Oh, yes. Oh man, I got fingerprints on it already. Oh. Look at this baby. Oh, oh man, this feels so nice. It's so much lighter than the 1DX. That's pretty cool. The 1DX also doesn't have a flip out screen like this, so this is pretty sweet. These things kind of feel like might clank around a little bit. Doing video, especially with gimbals and stuff, you don't always want to have a strap on because it throws off the weight. So I might end up just taking these off. Woo, that looks nice. It's pretty. What else do we got here? Charger, battery, charging cable. Wow, that's pretty much it. So another thing that I got is this Sigma adapter. I've got a bunch of Canon lenses. I don't want to let these go to waste and have to buy the entire range of focal lengths again just for this new Sony camera. So I heard there's actually like a downside to using these adapters. The autofocus kind of takes a hit. It's for the price that what I got this at, like it still ends up being, I think, a pretty good deal so that I can figure out, again, which lenses I need. Yeah, sweet. And finally, SD card. I wanted to make sure that I was able to keep up in terms of my write speeds to make sure that when I shoot 4K on this baby, that my SD card was not too slow and wouldn't give me any problems. There we go. That's everything we need. Put that there. Let's just throw on a super basic lens. Nifty 50. Super cheap lens, super amazing lens that everybody should get. If you don't already have one, you need a 50mm 1.8. It's one of the best lenses to get, especially if you're on a budget. Wow, this feels pretty good. So much lighter than the 1DX. So now that we've unboxed it, we can finally go see what this baby can do. I'm super excited. So yeah, let's go test out the slow motion and the colors and everything else, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so time to take some test footage. I'm here with my friend Alexa. She's also a YouTuber, does a lot of stuff in the UX design world. So if you're into that, go check out her channel. Heck, if you're not even interested in that, go check out her channel. I'll link it in the card somewhere. But she's here to help me film some test shots for you guys. I don't have any Sony lenses yet, so we're gonna test out the Sigma adapter. They're pretty excited. So when evaluating a camera for YouTube, I primarily look at a couple different things. Starting with the autofocus. So here with the Sigma adapter, I thought it would work well in video mode, but it's way too slow and unreliable when shooting video. But I think this adapter is more meant for shooting photography than for video. So I'll need to get my hands on a real Sony lens in the future for more dynamic shots where I need to change that focus quite often. But for now, I'm able to manage with manual focus using the focus peaking feature to dial in roughly where the focus needs to be, and then I move the camera in and out to make sure that at least some subsection of the footage like you see here is usable. Then there's the ability to shoot 4K. Here I'm shooting 4K using the standard color profile, and it seems to look quite nice. I like being able to use the full frame sensor here instead of having to crop in when I shoot 4K like on my 1DX. Then there's control over the color profiles. Although the default colors from this camera are tinted a little bit strange, they tend to err on the magenta side of things compared to Canon. This camera has a ton of detailed color controls so that you can set up your own custom picture profiles, whereas the 1DX doesn't give you those fine controls over those color profiles as much as Sony does. Then there's the ability to shoot in 120 frames per second if you're looking to do anything cinematic. I recommend looking for slow-mo abilities on whichever camera you pick if you're looking to do any sort of stylized shooting, whether it be slow motion for music videos or slow motion for some nice B-roll shots in your vlogs. And on this camera, it's pretty good. It seems pretty solid. It's not as high quality, top-notch quality as my 1DX, but it is pretty good considering that it was a third of the price. And then in-body stabilization. So all these shots that you see here are handheld. Did not pull out my Ronin to actually shoot this video. So there's actually definitely some visible shake, but it did seem like there was an improvement compared to not having any in-body stabilization at all. So conclusions. For the price, I think this is a great camera for YouTube in 2019, and I would go so far to say that if your budget for a camera is $2,000, not including the lens, this would probably be the best camera to get in that range if you want to do any sort of stylized slow motion video. If you're not going to do any slow motion video, I would advise going with something cheaper in Canon's DSLR or mirrorless lineup to take advantage of Canon colors, since there's definitely still a difference between Sony and Canon's color science. Maybe go with the Canon 80D or the EOS R mirrorless camera. I haven't played with that one myself yet, but I've seen a lot of great reviews on it. And if you're curious to dig in more into the specs of the Sony A7 III, I'll go ahead and leave a link to the camera below so you can go take a look for yourself. All right, friends, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you're new here, what I'm trying to do on this channel is figure out how we can use video to make this world a more loving place together. I know that sounds super vague, but I quit my job to try to figure this out and make a sustainable YouTube channel around content that both tries to make this world seem like a more connected human family, and also make content that helps you do that, and making better videos that don't just look flashy, but help you tap into the heart level. If you believe that we can use video to bring people closer, to show they matter, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. It would be an honor to have you join us. And like I say in every single video, it would be amazing to kind of have you on this journey with me as we figure this thing out together. And I'm here to help you out as much as I can. So anyways, I ramble on. Man, I'm still so bad at talking to the camera. Hopefully I get better at this. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Much love, my friends. Peace. Cool beans.